If you want to wake up one day and just start to live the life that you have dreamed of, it is going to take some work, okay? Trust me, I know, I've been there and done that, and I have been able to accomplish some wonderful things in under 30 days. And I just thought to myself one day, if I'm able to achieve all of these things in less than 30 days, imagine what I can do in a complete calendar year. You can make some life-changing decisions and accomplishments in under 30 days, and you can completely live a different life a year from now. Don't believe me? Let me show you everything that I was able to accomplish just last year alone by following this strategy. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 things that I have learned to master that have been instrumental in me completely changing my life in under 30 days. So grab your tea, your water, your coffee, grab some snacks, and we are going to jump right into today's video. As customary here on this channel, I have my tea ready because I'm going to be spilling it, honey. I'm going to sip it, but I'm going to also be spilling it, okay? So I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my fundamental things that I have done in my life. And I do this all the time to be able to accomplish some really big accomplishments. These changes and these strategies have been able to allow me to truly change my life. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys what those things are. Now this channel is very informative, honey. It's really no flow to it, so I really want you guys to just vibe with me here. So let's jump into the 5 things that I have done, and I really think that these things are fundamental. You can apply these to every facet of your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be personal development. It can be in business. It can be in your relationships. Now, as I mentioned before, I am really an advocate of creating some type of deadline, I would say, for myself, because it allows me to kind of outline exactly what it is that I need to target in a specific amount of time that I can get it done. Now, this does not necessarily mean that I'm creating a goal per se. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a goal, but I don't really train my mind to think of it like a goal. I really try to think of it as creating a system that's going to help me achieve a certain thing that I want to achieve, right? I think systems for me and creating systems work a lot better than goals, because sometimes goals can be, they can have like a negative connotation to it. So you think, oh, I gotta achieve this goal, I gotta achieve this goal, versus learning to create a strategy for your life that you can utilize to create and achieve multiple goals, right? You can have a goal of, let's say, losing 5 pounds, and that goal might include waking up in the morning, not eating carbs, going to the gym, or working out for an hour a day. Versus if you have a system is going to say, I know that in order for me to achieve that goal of losing 10 pounds, I have to go to bed earlier, I have to wake up earlier, and I need to spend an hour of my time or my day working my body in a way that's going to help me, you know, burn calories. That system is now, you're able to use that same system in a way that it can translate into other goals. Going to bed earlier, waking up earlier, and spending an hour of your day dedicated solely to yourself. You can use that to achieve multiple goals across various things in your life. The systems work better. With that in mind, I'm going to give you the 5 fundamental things that I have been able to utilize and almost master, or I continue to master on a monthly basis, that has helped me to achieve all of those goals that I showed you guys in the beginning of the video. So the first goal is probably going to be something that you've never heard before, and it is something that I had to get over, and I had to get over it quickly. Do not be afraid of hearing the word no. I don't know what it is about, especially us as women. I don't know what it is about us hearing no that we feel it's just, it's like it incites so much fear into people. Like, no doesn't mean like your life is going to end. It doesn't mean that, you know, you are completely shut down from having this life that you achieved. For me, I actually think that no, it might be another language. Like, I don't understand what no means. Like, what is that? Is it is it Creole? I don't know what that means. I don't understand that, right? So when I hear the word no, I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what that means. I'm not accepting that. So let's figure out a way to make it happen. No is kind of like a green light for me to try harder. So I digress. One of the things that I think no really represents is rejection. And I think we have to really let go of that fear of rejection, because sometimes rejection is God's protection. I know you guys have probably heard that before, but if you are being rejected by a person, place, or thing, that might be your way of realizing this is not the path that I need to take. Let me find an alternative. There are more than one ways to go down a one-way street, okay? You can go through houses, you can go through the back doors, you can go through driveways. Like, there's multiple ways of getting to a destination. It doesn't have to be the destination that is mapped out for you. Rejection allows you to find another pathway. Also, when I think about rejection and hearing the word no, I often think of my daughters. I have 2 daughters, primarily my youngest. You guys, if you have children, you kind of understand where I'm going with this. But essentially, children teach you that hearing the word no is not going to stop them from asking. They are going to continue to ask until they get what they want. And it's so funny because, as I said, my daughters always like to ask for snacks, and they always say, Mommy, can I have this? And I'll say no. 10 minutes later, they come back. Mommy, can I have this? No. 20 minutes later, they'll ask me something else, but it's still helping them to get to whatever it is that they want. They never give up. They don't fear hearing no. And that doesn't mean they're not going to keep asking me. And I would probably say about 90% of the time, by the time they have asked me over and over, I kind of cave. Does that mean I'm a sucker mom? Maybe. But essentially, it taught me that just because you hear no once doesn't mean that you're not able to go back and ask again. Like, no can mean no for right now. Also, one of the things I want you to embrace about hearing the word no is that no can often, again, I just mentioned it a little bit earlier, no is also a really good way of helping you to exhaust all of your options, right? So if, let's just say for the sake of conversation, we're talking about no as it relates to applying for a job. So you apply for this position, you hear back no, you know, with another candidate. So you know that you have a particular skill set and you wanted to work at this one company. Now that you've heard no, you're going to now look at what other options you have available in order for you to reach your personal goal. So your options at this point may be to reapply. It may be to update your resume. It may be for you to find your dream job at another company. It may be to create your dream job. Hearing the word no is a really great way for you to exhaust all of your options, as well as for you to figure out what options you actually have available. It may not just be linear. You may have more than one option and you weren't even aware of it until you heard the word no. So learn to embrace it. You should go into situations looking for people to reject you. I know it sounds funny, but you should actually go in and say, I'm gonna see how many times I can be rejected today. This is a really great way of seeing what your options are, and it's pushing you out of your comfort zone. Hold on to that thought, because it's going to lead us into point number 2. When I am looking to accomplish a new goal, one of the things that I always do is I plan. It doesn't have to be anything intricate. You don't have to create a business plan and have a PDF or anything like that. I am a huge proponent of journaling and writing things down. It's just how I operate. So when I think about something that I really want and something I want to achieve, I create a plan. For me, I just love doing 30 days because something about being able to accomplish something a month, it really just pushes me to get it done. And when I plan out my month, I typically do it week by week. And within that week, I'll say I want to create a system that's going to help me get to this goal. And then all of those systems that I created over that 4-week plan have got me to the ultimate goal of X, Y, or Z. The saying goes, if you don't plan to succeed, you plan to fail. So if you do not have a plan on how you're going to achieve success, that means you are planning to fail. When you're planning, I want you to also remember that the details matter. So I'm going to use an example, and it's going to be YouTube, for instance. Your goal may be, I want to have a YouTube channel. I want to start a YouTube channel. You know, I want to talk about makeup, right? So I don't want you to say, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel and I want to do that in 30 days. I really want you to get specific and think about the details. So instead, you would say, I want to start a YouTube channel that's going to cater to women ages 45 and up that's going to be for mature skin, focusing on lines and wrinkles and how we can camouflage sunspots and different things that we experience as women of a certain age, right? You see how specific that is? I know who my audience is. I know who I'm going to be targeting. I know what my content is going to be about. It's very specific, and I gave you details. So when you're thinking about what it is that you want to accomplish, details matter. And when you're creating a plan, you have to make sure that your goals and everything that you want to achieve is specific to you. If you are really trying to change your life, you don't want the changes that you're making to mimic changes that you see everybody else making on social media, maybe even here on YouTube. You want these changes to be specific and unique to your journey. I'm going to give you an example of this. So as I said, I always plan out my year in 30-day increments, right? Typically a month. So I always make sure that the first 90 days of any transformation or journey that I'm going to be partaking in, I am utilizing those first 30 days as a foundation upon how I'm going to map out the remainder of my year. So I know that I might need to focus on being more disciplined in a certain area. I may also want to focus on my mental and emotional and maybe even my physical health. These principles are going to be the foundation that I'm going to be able to build upon throughout the year. This is how you see small changes build to greater accomplishments. Again, I have done this time and time again. That tea is actually really good, y'all. So tip number 3 is to practice daily. Now, as I said, typically when I am starting any type of transformation or journey, it's always in a 30-day increment. So when I do this, I like to write down each week what it is that I need to be focusing on. So I'm going to use the discipline aspect of it. So when I plan, I will write down week number 1, I want to focus on my discipline. How can I remain disciplined that's going to get me to my long-term goal? So for me, that might be making sure that every morning I get out of my bed, I do something as little as, making up my bed and put my pillows on the bed a certain way, right? It might seem small and it might seem insignificant at the time, but when you realize that doing something every single day or practicing every single day, it is building your consistency and it's also building your discipline. These are the foundational building blocks that I talked about. Again, it seems like it's something really insignificant at the time, but when you start to do it over and over, you realize that you're being disciplined and you're not even thinking twice. Changes that we're making grow and become really large, impactful things. If you cannot remain consistent and disciplined in the small things, why do you now feel that you can be disciplined, consistent in larger goals? Something like making sure that you're running every day or making sure that you are attending to your business every single day. It's really hard to do that if you're not consistent in making sure you brush your teeth every day. Something I tell my children. You see how these things kind of play hand in hand? You have to be a good steward over the small things in order for God to increase your territory for larger things. Tip number 4 is something that is probably going to be the hardest thing for a lot of you who are going to watch this video, and it is to cut off the dead weight. And it's hard because when I say cut off the dead weight, that actually means people, places, and things. And it's hard because sometimes you might be able to cut off the places and cut off the things, but you're not able to cut off the people. Unfortunately, if you are really trying to live a purpose-driven life and you're really trying to change your life, you cannot take old things into a new life and expect for your life to mirror or be different than the life that you were already leading. You can't. The example that I like to use is, do you see the summer bringing in hot weather into the winter? You can't. In order for the seasons to change, they have to change. You cannot bring leaves into the wintertime. It doesn't fit. It's not winter until you see snow. It's not fall until you see leaves. It's not summer until it's 100 degrees outside. There is a distinction that you must see in order for you to recognize that a change has been made. The same thing is going to apply when you try to change your life. And again, it's really unfortunate a lot of times because we want to experience a new life and we want to experience new challenges and a new season, but everything and everyone cannot go. So you have to really do a self-examination on your life, your current situation, your current environments, and see what it is that needs to be eliminated in order for you to elevate and to transcend into this next season of your life. And like I said, sometimes that means that you have to eliminate toxic people, toxic environments, and yeah, some things and some behaviors that you may have had that are not conducive to this dream life that you are trying to lead. Tip number 5 is to become selfish. I'm going to speak as a mom on this segment. I know everybody doesn't have kids, but I think it really just kind of brings my point home. Sometimes as mothers, we struggle so bad to put ourselves first. I'm speaking from personal experience. I have 2 daughters, as I said before, and I think about this all the time because I go to the mall a lot of times. I'm like, oh, I need to find a shirt, or I need to find some pair of pants, or maybe let's see what kind of shoes they got. Every single time I come back and I bought something for the kids. Every single time, and I didn't get anything for myself. It's like without fail. And of course it's because, as a mom, we always want to make sure that our kids and stuff are taken care of, but it really goes deeper to that, to the point of it is okay for you to think of yourself first. And it doesn't necessarily have to be if you're a mom. Just as a woman in general, it is okay to put yourself first. And I think about that when I think of a cup, right? I'm going to use my tea for example. I have tea in here, and if I want to share my tea with other people, that means that I have to empty out what is in my cup and share it with other people. When you are trying to transform your life, and you are trying to change your life, and you're trying to elevate in life, you have to realize that the tea that is in your cup, it has to be for you. It has to sustain you. When you get thirsty, you have to have a reservoir of tea for yourself. And a lot of times what we do is we are so busy trying to pour into other people and give everybody our tea and give everybody, making sure everyone else is sustained. And then when it's time for us to make sure that we are replenishing ourselves, there's nothing else in the cup. It happens without fail. And again, I know as a mom and all of the hats that I wear, it has happened to me quite often, and it is not a happy place to be in. And in order for you to truly change your life, you have to learn to be selfish. You cannot always be the yes man or the yes woman for everyone. You have to learn to say no. No, I can't go. No, I can't make it. No, I can't help you. And it's not that you're trying to be mean and you're not trying to be spiteful, but this is an opportunity for you to truly fill your cup up. And anything that overflows from this cup, you can get freely. But if it doesn't overflow from this cup and this cup is not filled, this is the season where you have to say no. You have to become selfish with your time, with your attention, and with your energy. Because you have to focus all of your time, energy into yourself in order to build that life that you have dreamed about. You have to be selfish. So I'm going to give you a bonus tip. And I really feel like this is something that we can all learn to embrace. And that is, closed mouths don't get fed. That basically means that if you do not ask for it and you do not specify that you need it or that you want it, you will not have it. I want you to think about what I just said. That means if you do not vocalize that you want something, you will not have it. This can be if you are trying to manifest, like, everyone wants to manifest this dream life. If you are trying to manifest your dream life, you cannot manifest it if you do not speak it. I'm a woman of faith. The Bible says we have not because we ask not, meaning we don't have because we didn't ask for it. And closed mouths don't get fed. People around you don't know what you need because you haven't told them. And this also goes for yourself. You don't know what type of life that you want to live. You have an idea, but you don't know what it is that you want because you have not said it. You have not vocalized it. And it doesn't mean that you actually have to say it out loud. But when you create that plan, you have to know what it is exactly that you want. Do you want to be able to spend more time with your family? Do you want to be able to travel around the world? Do you want to live a life of luxury? Do you want to live the soft life? You have to really understand what it is that you want. And until you vocalize what it is that you want, you are not going to be able to live and have the life that you've dreamed of. So the tips that I've shared with you guys have been the tips that I have used on my 30-day challenges. I showed you guys in the beginning of the video all of the things that I was able to accomplish last year, and these are the 5 or 6 tips that I have used every single month to apply to all of those goals, to be able to accomplish all of those goals. So I hope that this video has been informative for you guys. I hope that you have some takeaway and I've been able to provide you some value that is going to help you on your transformational journey. Girl, yes, you are able to live bold, ambitious, and beautifully, and I hope that this video has helped you. Again, if you need more information and you want to get some more resources to help you on your 30-day journey, please make sure you visit the video description below, and I have all of those links provided for you. You're able to pick up your 30-day guide on how to be bold, ambitious, and beautiful. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so already, and I will see you guys in the next video.